Beautiful people, welcome to League Unlock. Eric and Mark here, and it is now 2020. We have returned for the first show of the new year, and 2020 still sounds spooky. It's too future-y sounding. I don't like it.
Okay, well, let's change the year here from 2020 here to the year of 2020 IQ. That's what's going to be going on
the
here.
number's still there. That's a lot of IQ points.
Exactly, but that's the point here. We are going to be geniuses this year. This is the year of our IQ boost, and it's starting off in the LCK here, where we're going to get that nice IQ boost here with some special League of Legends.
Yeah, we've gone through EU and NA, done the player rankings. It is time for what was the busiest off-season of any of the regions in Korea. We're going to go through every role, rank the players 10 to 1, starting in the top lane in the LCK, which is looking like maybe one of the weakest roles in Korea, which is a shame. It used to be looked at as some absolutely stacked talent across the board, and there's a lot of players that'll be looking to prove themselves still coming into this year. And starting at the bottom, Sword is still on Griffin, and the dream replacement, Antar.
That is not exactly the dream that you'd be hoping for here. Sounds like a little bit of a nightmare situation.
Either one of them are 10.
In your top
Either
side.
one.
That's where you got to be starting off here. And as you're moving through this list, you do see an SKT member here outside of that top 5. And of course, Roach is someone that, yes, we have seen a little bit of performances from him. And of course, we didn't see him yet here so far at the Kespa Cup. But
maybe Ken is going to be the starter.
Exactly. You still don't know at this point here. But Roach is someone that we know does still have the potential here to keep climbing up this list here. But I want to start with Ray rejoining here now with KT Rolster here, bringing Ray back into a bit of the spotlight after his time with EDG, and I'm excited to see what he can bring to the LCK.
Yeah, and he's excited to prove himself on that big stage again. He was pretty solid on EDG. 7 is Doran, and coming over from Griffin, you'd love to still have him on Griffin, because all of a sudden, it's crazy in this day and age, a guy plays for half of a split, and all of a sudden, you just know what his career trajectory is. Okay, he's not that good, he'll never be a good top laner. He doesn't have a full year of playing under his belt. He's still with CV Max to continue to develop. There's a very good chance we're talking about this guy much higher than number 7 at the end of spring.
And that's kind of the very interesting thing when you're looking at this top laners list and where everyone is ranked here, is that ability here to grow and move up this list, this split here. When you're looking at these type of names, that's absolutely what you see here. And Doran is specifically one of these players I think that can make a massive amount of steps here to kind of join and create kind of a new top 3 of elite top laners here in Korea.
And one of the themes we see with top laners in the LCK is really just consistency. A lot of times you have these incredibly aggressive players that they can absolutely carry a game for you. But if it's going to be a coin flip between them going 9-0 or 0-9, then, well, you have to weigh that towards the guy who's going to be more of that middle ground. Not going to pop off, carry you a game, but he's not going to lose you one. And that is definitely the category that Doran will likely be falling in for 2020. Cuve, new scene for him. He's on Hanwha Life. He's waiting for playoffs. Then he really turns the buff around. But he's still in the top 5.
Yeah, we still did see some of these performances from Cuve specifically that you remember here of those dominating plays of someone of a world championship caliber. We did see that a couple times from Cuve. Not often enough here was one of the issues with Gen G last year. Getting a new chance here on Hanwha Life, he will be looked at as someone to carry some of this play here for that squad.
And Rascal, his replacement, is a spot above him. People love to forget how good him and Cuz were on that top side of the map for King Zone last split when they were looking very much like a top 3 team. Rascal obviously has an incredibly solid team around him. And again, we're talking about that consistency. Summit, very clearly a top 3 performer throughout all of 2019 last year with Sandbox. And you expect him to be featured on that squad again.
Got to be looking for him to be another carry for that squad here. Summit needs to get the job done. Obviously, Sandbox looking to keep pushing into that upper echelon of LCK teams.
And for the top 2, it's definitely debatable between Nuguri and Keen. The highest of highs that Nuguri reaches is one of the best players in the LCK, let alone best top laners. But we saw at Worlds, didn't quite live up to the expectation of completely destroying, and Keen obviously didn't actually go to Worlds, but he has consistently been the premier player, premier carry on the Afrika Freaks for almost 2 full years now, and his carry performance is just a little bit more consistent than Nuguri.
Just that slight bit more consistency here is what
And he gets
decides this
klepto
one.
less.
Oh, we're not talking about Klepto top laner anymore here, but what was really the issue for me when you're looking at this one and how you're going to decide it is, yes, the consistency that has come across from Keen over the past basically 2 years now, completely through. That's about 4 seasons here. We have seen Keen just completely dominate through that top side of the map and be an absolute win condition for his Afrika Freak squad here. And the difference here with Nuguri is, yes, of course, you do get those amazing performances here from Nuguri, but every once in a while, there's a lane that doesn't quite go his way here, and that does cause issues for the rest of the squad.
Losing lane gracefully is the expression that everybody loves to use, especially with top laners. It's something that Whippo has had to learn how to do on Fnatic, and it's definitely something that Nuguri should look to expand into 2020, because if he's able to do that and just go even, not play so incredibly disrespectfully, then yeah, he's going to be absolutely terrifying.
Right, because you look at a couple of these matchups and a couple of these games even here for the Damn One squad where you say, man, if Nuguri just wasn't put behind this much or you just weren't in that type of position here, you'd find a way. And that is certainly going to be something you look for him to improve heading into this year. But hey, number 2 out of all the top laners ain't a bad place to be.
Yeah, and you know, as soon as team fights roll around, even if he's been put behind in the laning phase, Nuguri's going to make a huge impact in that fight. But so is Keen, whether it's split pushing or team fighting, and that's why he is numero uno on the top lane rankings.